On January 8, 2020, Meghan and Harry announced that they were stepping away from the royal family to pursue a more private life. No one in the royal family was expecting the announcement that day, yet it was years in the making. This is the story of how Prince Harry and Princess Meghan came to the decision that shocked the world by rejecting what many thought was a fairy tale life come true. But not all fairy tales have happy endings. Some have cautionary lessons. Once upon a time, there was a prince named Harry. Everyone in the entire world knew who he was. Even so, his parents tried to give him a safe and normal childhood. But on this day, he could tell something was wrong. His older brother, Prince William, could also tell something was strange because all the TVs and radios had been removed. The boy's father, also a prince, came to them. He told them he had terrible news about their mother. Her life was supposed to be a fairy tale too. She found a charming prince and became beloved by the entire world. She was dubbed the People's Princess and was followed everywhere she went. She tried to use the attention to bring cameras to areas of the world that were often ignored, like war zones filled with landmines. But the prince and the princess divorced in a media frenzy, and young Prince Harry watched how the non-stop attention escalated into disaster. As Harry got older, the death of Princess Diana had a powerful impact on him. He made it no secret that he blamed the paparazzi for her death, and very quickly became tired of being a member of the royal family. Like many teenagers, he rebelled. Tabloids were quick to find photos of him drinking underage, smoking, partying in Las Vegas, and even wearing a Nazi uniform to a costume party. Then Harry joined the military, and he said he found a feeling of peace for the first time since he was a boy. In 2007, he was excited to be sent to the front lines in Iraq. But the media found out about the deployment, and it quickly turned into a national story, gaining the attention and threats of Iraqi insurgent groups. The head of the British Army personally decided that Harry had to stay home. In September 2012, he returned to the Afghanistan front lines, this time as an Apache helicopter co-pilot and gunner. A Taliban spokesperson declared, "We are using all our strength to get rid of him, either by killing or kidnapping." Harry told the media he loved serving in the military because, quote, "You can only fit a certain amount of people in a helicopter, therefore no one can follow us, like you guys." While serving, he developed an interest in supporting injured veterans. It led him to beginning the Invictus Games, a Paralympic-style sporting event for servicemen and women that began in 2014, growing into a life passion for him. Eventually, Harry returned to his duties as a prince, but unlike his brother and sister-in-law, he had trouble balancing the constant media attention and came close to breaking down from depression. After several failed relationships, in July of 2016 he was set up on a blind date in London with an actress, Meghan Markle. Meghan wasn't like anyone else Harry had ever met. At age 11, when she saw an Ivory soap commercial that made it look like only women should do household chores, she started a letter-writing campaign to Procter & Gamble, getting them to change their slogan. She became an actress and achieved some success as a cast member of the show Suits. At the time, she also became involved in charity work. So she and Harry could relate to each other, and the date went well. After only 2 days, Harry invited Meghan to travel with him to Botswana. Harry had fallen in love with Africa when he, his father, and brother William had visited it shortly after Princess Diana's death. He shared that solace with Meghan, but their peace didn't last very long. By early October, the infamous British tabloids were reporting on the romance. And along with those reports came harsh opinion pieces, often focusing on Meghan's race with equally harsh conclusions. Soon, even in Toronto, where Meghan was filming Suits, she was followed by media. On November 8th, Prince Harry issued an unprecedented public statement, confirming the romance, but also castigating some. In part, it read, his girlfriend, Meghan Markle, has been subject to a wave of abuse and harassment. He knows commentators will say this is the price she has to pay, and that this is all part of the game. He strongly disagrees. This is not a game, it is her life and his. In November of 2017, they announced their engagement, and the tone of the media coverage began to shift. Meghan immediately started receiving positive coverage. But then the media became quite interested in Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, and he became interested in how he was being portrayed in the media. Thomas arranged a monetary deal with the tabloids to stage photo ops. When the royals asked if he had received payment from the tabloids, he lied and denied it. Coverage of will he or won't he attend threatened to overshadow the wedding itself. In the end, he didn't attend, under advisement from his doctor, but many in the media say it was because he wasn't welcomed by the royal family. Meghan walked herself halfway down the aisle, and then Prince Charles escorted her the rest of the way. Even after the wedding, Thomas continued to make waves, accepting offers to appear on British media. He claimed Harry had spoken to him about Brexit, Trump, and other political issues, something the royals strictly forbid. So, like the little girl starting a letter-writing campaign, Meghan again picked up a pen, this time to urge her father to stop. It was the last communication they had. Harry certainly knew how the media could invade his family's life. The tabloids had printed everything they could find from his family over the years, from crass sexualized hidden camera pics to secretly copied diary pages. All of the attention helped bring Meghan closer to her new family, the few people who could understand what she was going through. She and Harry, along with Prince William and Kate Middleton, were dubbed the Fab Four by the media. But the media never stopped holding her to different standards, like criticizing her for touching her baby bump repeatedly while in public. Even though the media had previously praised Kate Middleton for doing the exact same thing. Tradition had it that first appearances of royal babies would be outside the hospital. Prince Charles and Diana had done it, Prince William and Kate had done it too. But Harry and Meghan decided to introduce their new baby boy, Archie, 2 days later at Windsor Castle, and the British media attacked them for it. And soon the media began to speculate that the so-called Fab Four were splitting up. Then, in June 2019, Harry and Meghan announced they would be leaving William and Kate's The Royal Foundation charity to start their own, despite William supposedly making several attempts to change Harry's mind. In January 2019, Splash News, a paparazzi agency, used a helicopter to take intimate pictures of Harry and Meghan's Cotswolds home, causing them to move out. Harry and Meghan were then criticised for taking private jets 3 times in September 2019, including flights to an environmental conference. 3 months after their wedding, the Mail on Sunday published the private letter Meghan had sent to her father. When Harry and Meghan sued, Thomas Markle said he would be happy to be called as a witness, but to defend the Mail on Sunday. Harry publicly admitted that his life with Meghan and Archie had become really difficult. Meghan later said,
"It's not enough to just survive something, right? Like, that's not the point of life. You've got to thrive, you've got to feel happy."
At the end of that year, Harry and Meghan elected to spend Christmas by themselves in Canada. Despite having the support of the Queen, they were still criticised by the media. But by being in Canada, Harry and Meghan found a whole new sort of peace, and they made a decision to pursue a move they had been thinking about. Though there had been rumours, no one was expecting the unprecedented announcement from Harry and Meghan. It quickly became known as Megxit. On January 13 of 2020, a meeting among the top royals was set to discuss Harry and Meghan's future in the monarchy. Harry would decide their future for the both of them, with Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles, Prince William, and their top advisors. Prince William urged Harry to change his mind, but Harry was determined to make it happen. After the meeting, an announcement was made by the Queen. She wrote, "Although we would have preferred them to remain full-time working members of the royal family, we respect and understand their wish to live a more independent life as a family while remaining a valued part of my family." A few days later, Harry said, "I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option." Over 2 billion people watched the funeral of Princess Diana. He reflected on that day, saying, "I think being a part of this family, in this role, in this job, every single time I see a camera, every single time I hear a click, every single time I see a flash, it takes me straight back." Now officially separated from the royal family and living in Los Angeles, and after having had the opportunity to tell their side of the story in a world-famous interview with Oprah Winfrey, the question on the minds of many people following them is, will they finally be able to find that happy ever after?